it's obviously a victory for the Trump administration, which was pressing very, very hard against its allies, and particularly against the UK. Of course, there is in the UK Parliament a strong anti-Chinese group of Tory MPs that lobbied hard for the decision. But it's also the case that China has clearly shot itself in the foot. It's really overreached. It's rightly angered the British over its crackdown in Hong Kong, and its really brazen violation of the agreement under which that territory was handed by the UK back to China.
What do you think could come of this meeting between the Secretary of State and Boris Johnson, the UK Prime Minister, on this front? Are we likely to see any further developments in recent days? We've just seen China's foreign ministry really ramping up the pressure, the rhetoric against the United Kingdom.
Well, I think you're likely to see a declaration of unity, which is, I think, appropriate given the Chinese threats against the UK and against European companies that were mentioned on your program just previously. But there is always a danger of overdoing this. I mean, at the end of the day, the United Kingdom, as well as the United States, need to maintain their unity at the same time, finding ways to continue to engage with China. A kind of bifurcated world is not going to be a very happy one, given all the crises we face.
Right. Well, in terms of that unity between the U.S. and the UK, let's not forget that they are in the midst of trying to hash out a trade agreement. How does this Huawei issue factor into trade relations between the two nations and the negotiations which are taking place, which are underway? What's your take?
Well, I think that Huawei was an irritant between the United States and the UK. So to the extent that it's less of an irritant, I suppose that that's going to mean a better climate and a better field for these negotiations. But the larger picture is actually pretty grim, I would say, because there's a huge amount of hype, especially on the British side, invested in these in the idea of a free trade agreement with the United States as somehow creating or laying the groundwork for a global Britain that will compensate for the damage that Britain is doing itself with a very hard exit from the EU, and that's a complete illusion. There is zero chance that a U.S.-UK trade agreement is going to make an appreciable difference to the economic harm that Britain is doing to itself.